Hello, everyone. My name is Shani Jones, and this is KNKY, which stands for Know the New Kinky You. I am your resident certified sex coach, and my job is I won't even call it a job. It's really a privilege and an honor to try to help people be their best selves. Being a coach and being that advocate for somebody, being that voice, being that shoulder to lean on is something that makes me happy because at the end of the day, I want you to be happy. And I think, especially in the world that we live in, we do not take into consideration, do not take into account, do not take care in the fact that as human creatures, as brothers and sisters in humanity, that we do some fucked up, shitty ass things to each other. And it can be just so easy to take somebody's happiness and their joy away. And so this is going to close out our series on top male sexual concerns. And I'm not going to talk long on it, but sexual trauma. Children are exposed to things that they should never be. One of the primary concepts in positive sexuality is that sex and pleasure cannot exist without consent. And children, minors, cannot give consent. And for those people who have either caused harm to children or have let harm be caused to children where there was sexual abuse, rape of our young boys, and there are certain things that we think about, right? We think about Catholic Church and all of these teachers, people that are put into positions of power where they are supposed to protect us, that in turn abuse and destroy the innocence that these children have. We as adults need to do better jobs about protecting our children. They don't have to be our biological children. It takes a village. We need to step up when we see things not happening because children can't protect themselves. They are not the conduits for what it is that they are receiving. They are victims, and the people who are causing and inflicting that pain should be dealt with appropriately by the justice system. So, if you were a young boy or young man who was a victim of sexual abuse or rape, I'm sure you've heard it, but I will say it again, that it's not your fault. You are not to blame. Any feelings of mistrust or even confusion in your sexuality are all normal. Those are things that people who have suffered that type of abuse go through. And there are appropriate questions that can be raised as a result of having been in that experience. It could have been something like an awkward touch. Somebody just touched you in a way that made you not feel safe or didn't feel appropriate. You could have experienced shaming about your body. And again, you could have been exposed to negative sexual images or events, those things that, paint this picture in your head as a child that help mold what you will be as an adult, what you will believe as an adult. the first thing that I implore you to do, if you have not done it already, is just forgive yourself. And if you can, eventually forgive the person that attacked you. Because once you hold on to those things, once you keep those things inside of you, it's very hard to associate pleasure and sex together when your initial introduction to it wasn't that. It's hard to justify how something that was so painful for you is supposed to feel good. But it can, and it does. But again, your mind, your body, your emotions, all of it has to be aligned. And if any of it is out of sorts, it's harder to get those feelings that you're really trying to get in those experiences that you're trying to get. So with all of that, talk to a therapist, do a whole self-assessment, just know that this thing happened to you. It is not the definition of who you are as a person, and it shouldn't be the thing that defines you for the rest of your life. You have the right to create the definition for your life. So hope you guys enjoyed this part of the series. I will be working diligently on the notes for the ladies to talk about our sexual concerns, and we'll follow the same format. We'll talk about some of our general sexual concerns, and we'll break down what it is, why it is, how to resolve it, and things to keep in mind when you're just going through your everyday life. So again, my name is Shani Jones. This is KNKY, which stands for Know the New Kinky You. I am your resident certified sex coach, and please follow me across all social media at DOYOUKNKY. Follow, like, subscribe, do all those things. Reach out if you want a coaching session or if you're interested in participating in a workshop. We have all kinds of things going on. We're ramping up for 2020 to be a very, very productive year. I'm looking forward to it. So I will talk to you all again very soon. Thank you for joining. Bye.